radio, shout it.
What was it like making your stain though in Atlanta at that time? Because it was a lot going on, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I manned up.
Yeah,
and this is what I want, and when I want something, I get it. You know,
exactly.
It's like, you know, like I understood, like I understand things a little bit different than the average people I see in the music business now. Like I knew, like you got to think, I was on the sideline from 94 to like 97. I'm 94 to like 2001, and I signed Rick Ross in 96. You know what I'm saying? I signed Boyz In The Hood, Gorillas, not Zodan, but I signed a lot of artists before that time, and I was running with Suave House. I ran Suave House from 96 to like 99.
I mean, talk about getting down with T. Draper them over there though, man.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like one other Greg Street, man, like I was, like when I used to leave, okay, like I met Greg Street in 95.
Yeah.
And I used to say, hey, Street, listen, if I can come on and hang with you, you know, let me get to know this business.
Exactly.
Because I understood more politics, and I understood that, you know what I'm saying, eventually the gang will come to being a boss, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, like I was, you know, once again, I knew, just being on the sidelines, I saw things on the sideline I knew I couldn't bring to my label. Yeah. So I knew, even some of the artists you sign, you don't really know they're a fuck nigga until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if they gonna cross you out. You know none of that shit, because a lot of shit be instilled in niggas and embedded in niggas at a young age. Yeah. And see, a lot of fuck shit got beat out of me when I was a young nigga. You know, my aunt, my mom, my pops, them, they weren't going for certain shit. Yeah. And I said that, you know, and sometimes the reason these kids the way they are now, because they ain't got no parenting. Yeah. And they ain't got nobody that said, nah, nigga, that's wrong. Don't do that shit. So if you keep on going through your life without somebody disciplining you and tell you that ain't it, and you don't really know, because all of us, even me to this day, like I have to get mentored from either older people or I read things that make me think, oh, I ain't doing that. Yeah. Or nah, they ain't the way you're supposed to do that. Exactly. You know, and see, some of these niggas, man, like, young niggas, when you sign them, you really don't know what you get yourself into. It's like and no disrespect in the office and all that, but it's kind of like when you get a kid, you don't know nothing about it, you bring them in your house as an orphan. You don't know what you're getting. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying, the music been the same way. You really don't know what you're getting until you go through things.
What was it like for you over there working at Suave House at that time, though? You got Ball and G, and then you bringing Rick Ross in there.
Yeah, well, you know, like I did Ball and G, I did Tila. Yeah. And then I signed Noah, was a young kid that me and Left I had. Yeah. And so when she passed, I just kept on going with him. And then I signed Ross, and I brought Ross to Drake. And then Drake walked away from the game. So then me and Ross had to come back and start beating the streets again. Because, you know, it took Ross 10 years. Yeah. From 96 to 2006. I was with him every day, every way of it. And you know, that's my brother to this day. And it's like dude's so solid. That's why he's so blessed. He's a solid nigga. Yeah. And you know, like, you know, just being at Suave House, Draper taught me a lot of things too, as an understanding of artists. Yeah. Like you gotta understand, like you can't sign people just to have a big roster. Yeah. You gotta really sign a person and really help them out. Yeah. And see, that's when I see things like Thugger do it good. Yeah. Gucci does it good. Yeah. Like sometimes it's not about the profit you make out for them. It's about you just sit back and just see how far that you can help a person. Exactly. So, you know, Draper kind of taught me those type of rule. Like, just don't sign anybody because they hot at that time or whatever. See how far you go together. Because it got to turn into a partnership some way. Facts. That's why I never like when I signed Jeezy, when I signed Ross, I never signed on the Block Entertainment. We did a partnership. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew, not saying the other guys that I signed, like Jock Lana wasn't bosses. It's just like, they were already on their way. Yeah. They already established certain stuff. So it was like, okay, let's just partner with this. Exactly. And I knew eventually, you know, see, that way the egos would be gone. Facts. Because, you know, niggas got egos. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Niggas like, well, fuck on sound him. You know, so, so I kind of like beat, you know what I'm saying, like beat them to the punch when it comes to egos and they think, you know, they got to lower themselves to do this, to do that. Nah, let's do a partnership. I don't got to eat as much as you eat, as long as I eat off of it. Exactly. When you saw a young Ross coming into the game, did you see that star quality in him right then? Absolutely. What was it about him that made you say, you know what, we got to get this boy over here to Suave House? Well, you know, like, Ross was always Ross always was a boss. He always thought like a boss. He always had bigger things. Nah, we ain't gonna live like this.
Yeah.
He always wanted the big cars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He always wanted that type shit.
Yeah.
So I knew, I said, man, once this nigga get on, he gonna take it up. He gonna hit the gas all the way. And so I started from day one, man. Toncat brought me to him. You know, brought him to me. And we just, man, clicked up. He stayed with me off and on for like 6-7 years, and we've been brothers ever since '96. You know what I'm saying?
Can you speak about staying down though, Block? Because I mean, you got a story of longevity and
Absolutely.
staying down before you even took all the way off, man. Yeah. So what was that like with you just navigating the industry, saying, you know what, I got these goals, I know where I'm trying to go, but I ain't there yet, and I'm waiting my time.
You know, honestly, man, when I look back, I think, you know how I say the game choose you, and I think it really chose me, because when I look back, even in high school, go back to middle school, I used to kind of be a manager of all the top rappers in the cafeterias, in bathroom hall, and before the bell ring, you know. So I kind of seen it now when I look back, and I was saying, damn, I always been in the game somehow. Yeah. And I think the game chose me to that point, and I was like, and I'm not a quitter, so I feel like if I start something, I'm going to finish it. And that's what just motivated. But that was just something instilled in me. Just this is how I am. That's anything I do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you tell me come here and I say I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Facts.
And I'm gonna go all the way with it. No
Come
matter
on.
if I say the hard part is to get me to say yes. Once I say yes, then you got me. And that's just how it is with me. I'm just gonna go all the way.
Young Jock going down, man. When you brought that boy into the game, what was that like when you said, okay, we got Boyz In The Hood going crazy. Now it's Jock time to go crazy.
Well, Jock was smart. And, and when I first met him, so I met him in the West End parking lot. And, and the dude had it, and the dude got it. Yeah. And I was like, because I was more business at this time. And I said, okay, I said, he gonna do it without me. Yeah. So I kind of just chose to be like, okay, cool. Me and Rico, we hooked up. Rico managed all my acts.
Yeah, run up no Rico.
And I was like, man, I like this dude. I think he's a star. Yeah. And I took him to Puff, man. The Puff was shooting. He was shooting a band. Yeah. And I took him to Puff, and Puff told me now, he was like, because the deal I had, it wasn't a label deal then. It was just an artist deal with Boyz In The Hood and Block Ent. Okay. But I made a label deal because when I took Jock up there to Puff, he like, nah, Block don't think. He like, Block, you doing too good. Yeah. Man, get you somebody. I was like, tell you, Puff, he's a star. Yeah. He wasn't a killer, a gangster, and I didn't want my shit to look like I'm Death Row. Yeah. That's what I didn't want Block Ent to do. I wanted Block Ent to be a label that you can relate to. Mm-hmm. Tough shit, that shit only goes so far. Yeah. And so I didn't want other, these execs to make my labels to look like the down south Death Row. Yeah. As in the way they say it was built though. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I'm telling you, Puff, I gotta be the verse. I'm like, this dude, I'm telling you, this dude is an entertainer. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'm telling you, Block. He was like, nah, man. And I said, all right, cool. That didn't stop me though, once I started. So I came back and I just kept working Jock. Greg Street was like, hey man, I'm telling you, Block, create a dance. I've been looking at one of his part, everybody with a dance, laugh. Genius. Oh yeah, so Puff, I said, yeah. I told Jock, I said, man, listen, you gotta start doing something. Yeah. And one day, man, they told me, man, Jock did a show on the east side. He like, Block, I got it. And I snuck in the scene, I said, that's it. Yeah. And Puff come down for his Dallas Off the birthday party. He called me about 4 in the morning because I wake up early to go work out. Yeah. He said, nigga, let's go. I was somebody said, boy, that goddamn Jock going down, had the fucking clubs going crazy. And I was just talking, I was like, nigga, I ain't fucking with you till you give me 15 million, nigga, we can go. I'm just talking shit. He said, all right, let's go. And so nigga, 2 days, nigga, I flew to DC, he had a check and a label deal. Okay, now, Block, when you threw that number out there, that man I was trying to say 50, nigga. Shit. Hell yeah. I love Bob myself, dog. Okay, so now coming out of Little Vietnam, the next thing you know, you getting these millions. What was going through your mind? Yeah, cause, I was, so I had money then anyway because I had $3 million from Boyz In The Hood. Yeah, so it was like, okay. But I was just talking. Yeah. I don't know where that 15 come from. I was just, man, 15, man, we'll go. He said, all right, cool, no problem. So I went up there, he wrote in Sean in his personal name. It wasn't no company check. Yeah. And we rocked out.